your source for all things Texas Tech. This is the Ask Level podcast from the Double T Sports Network.
A massive win at Madison Square Garden, Red Raiders and Ducks in Miami. In today's episode, we get into the battle between Texas Tech and Oregon, Christian Anderson and the Red Raiders' comeback win over Duke, Chris Level's Christmas favorites. We try to help Chris break his new smoking habit and answer a montage of questions from the audience. Ask Level, as usual, brought to you by our friends at Cantex Roofing and Construction.
This is Mike Hebert, the proud owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. We've been serving West Texas for all of your residential and commercial construction needs for the past 9 years. We would love the opportunity to earn your business. Together, we are one serving you.
Alongside Chris Level, I'm Chois Woodman. Merry Christmas, Chris.
I used to, took me a second to pick up what you were putting down there. In my college, early married years, I would dabble in a cigar every once in a while. It was kind of a cool thing. And
Sure.
I had a special lighter, and you were kind of, buying the Monte Cristos or the Cohibas or I remember all the little brand names and, whatever. But I have, just for the record, that was I don't know, an analogy, a metaphor, I don't know, whatever. I have never one time put a cigarette to these lips.
Never for happened. People who don't know what I'm referencing, Level,
yeah, it was more of a, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Level tweeted out, "I need a cigarette." What day was this? This was on.
This was Saturday.
Saturday.
It was after Miami intercepted Marcel Reed in the end zone, and
That's
I was
right.
like, "Oh, this was good.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot."
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
you
tweeted, "I need another cigarette after Saturday night."
That was later Saturday night. Yeah, that's right. It was like, man, round two. So there you go. That's where that stems from. So
yeah.
Took me a second.
Hey, maybe we can sit around and maybe have a couple cigars if we're on January 19th and celebrating maybe a national championship win. We can do that together.
Back in Miami, and you can get some. You could probably get some Cubans, Dominicans.
Some Cubans. I bet you're
whatever.
right. I bet you're right. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with the basketball side of things. Texas Tech and Duke in Madison Square Garden. What a game! What a win! That was. I think after you get down in that game, everything is stacked against Texas Tech. Obviously you're already down 3 players. You got some serious foul trouble in this game. And I don't know about you, Level. I'm just sitting there thinking, don't let this go the way of the Purdue game.
Oh yeah, like I don't know if you were ever on the brink of just getting run out of there, but it's like you were fouling them every time down, whether it was actually a foul or not. It was being called, and you were depleted. You're in foul trouble, and you knew how good Duke was.
Sure.
I think they knew how good they were. And I don't think there was anybody in those stands or anybody on that bench that actually thought they were going to lose that game until that last shot didn't go in, and they were like, "What happened? What happened?"
Yeah.
Well, you lost. That's what happened, and probably for Duke, this will be their problem. In a way, maybe it was a good thing for them. To kind of like the Arizona State game was ultimately good for you.
Maybe
on the football side of it, but it was really good for Texas Tech and Grant McCasland because they'd already had some of those losses. They needed this will now be one of the best wins you have all season. It was and it will remain a quad 1 win for you all year.
Sure.
And I don't know how many games Duke's ultimately going to lose here. Okay, but they did lose one of them, and you were responsible for it. And I also think that big picture, it really, with a lot of like Christian and JT have been a part of this a bit before, and I say that because JT really wasn't. This was his first time in a way, but follow me here. This was as improbable of a win as you had in this basketball program, since last year versus Houston, or against Arkansas in the Sweet 16. Now, JT Toppin was a part of that one, but it now the head coach can look at all these new pieces and say, see, you can do this.
Yeah.
Like it's in there. We can grow from this. We can't always live on the edge. We can't stand on the edge of the cliff and and just almost slip off and then climb back up and live to tell about it. I mean, you just don't. There's I this kind of performance probably isn't sustainable, big picture.
Hmm.
But again, I think it allows the head coach to look at certain pieces on the roster
Yeah.
a bit differently, and then also get some buy-in there because everybody was having a good time when that was over. I'm most curious about the I'm curious about Luke Momboye and Josiah Mosley. Like when or if,
Yeah,
okay,
for one. Yeah.
are those folks going to be a part of this thing? And then what's going to go on with Tyree Bryan and then Nolan Groves and Leon Horner? Because Tyree Bryan made a couple of defensive mistakes. He got subbed out early. We never saw him again.
Yeah.
It worked on this night. I just don't know if you can not utilize him as a piece, big picture here. I just think he's got to be a part of it, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's not as a starter anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
it's as in a reserve role. Maybe you got his attention on this night. Hey, see, we can do this without you. Rather do it with you. But
Sure.
so I'm not saying he's fighting it. I just think he's trying to fit in right now, and it just you know. But I also don't think that if Nolan Groves has to guard the equivalent of Cam Boozer every night out, that's not necessarily a recipe for success. It worked this time,
Right.
but anyway, but fun night in the Garden for sure.
Yeah, those two guys that you mentioned definitely seem like they earned some extra looks, some extra playing time. Leon Horner gives you big minutes and gets a couple of buckets for you. Groves came in for some big defensive play, and bridged a gap that didn't seem like it was gonna look too good. But I think what I guess the question on the other side of it. Oh, go ahead if you were going to respond to that.
Well, I was going to say, you know what Leon and Nolan probably did as much of as anything is yes, they earn trust
Hmm.
from their coach a bit, but you also earn a little street cred or a little respect inside that locker room when coaches aren't there. Like JT and Christian probably look at those guys maybe a little bit different today
Okay,
than they did before that game.
sure.
And that's the hardest thing.
Yeah,
That's the hardest thing for a younger player or an inexperienced player to, you know,
yeah,
to get that look. It's like I'm I'm gonna, because Christian and JT, they're gonna get blamed for or the credit when you win, and they're gonna get the blame for the loss because they are the two established guys. Everything's built around them. They're gonna have the ball in their hands the most. All the stuff. It's like, well, Christian didn't play well, JT didn't play well, or Christian played great, JT played great, whatever. So they have the most to gain, most to lose, all that stuff. But if they start to say, hey man, I got you. I'm picking
yeah,
up what you're putting down here. Like
yeah,
you are growing, you're maturing, you're paying attention, you are I don't know. So I just think there, yeah, we'll see. I'm not trying to make too big deal of that win, but I do think it's got and it's crazy because the final score was what, 82 to 81?
yes.
You let Northern Colorado a few days before score 90.
90. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, go figure, man.
It's
As
hard to
I
figure out right now, but
as I love to say, sports.
sports, yes. So what is
Period.
what does the win mean? I mean, is this a turning point for Texas Tech? I mean, obviously we're talking about some of what it can do internally.
Yeah, we'll see. But Woodman, what it does is it now establishes it's the best win you've had all season. It's going
Sure.
to remain that. It moved you from like I think in the net around like 30 up to like 23, 24.
Hmm.
It could be a tiebreaker at some point when it comes to Selection Sunday on whether you're a three or a six or a what I don't know, whatever and but I don't know if we know the answer to that question because now what are you going to go do with it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you look at your schedule in the next, say, month. There's two games against Houston. There's a game against BYU at home, but then
Yes.
there's lots of winnable games in there too.
Sure.
And if you can win the home games against BYU and Houston, I mean, you could start to, rattle a bit of them off here because you've got a home game against Oklahoma State. Not going to be easy. You've got some games against Colorado coming up. So I don't know. We'll kind of see where they go from here. But I think that because that's what I think that's what Grant told his guys after it was over. This is where we're going after this. Like we're doing this. Like we're going up the hill and we're not driving back down it. So we'll see.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into a few questions basketball wise for the Red Raiders. One of them comes from Mark, and it says, "What lit the fire under Lawan Watts' backside? He seemed to really play hard the last three games."
I think some of this is out of what Grant does a really good job of is getting kids to adapt when there is no plan B.
Okay,
Like I think that there was one way they could win that game in Houston last year, and obviously Coach Linder had a lot to do with
sure.
that game too. But there were certain guys that had to do certain things for you, or it just wasn't going to happen. And I think right now, like you're almost like demanding it from Lawan. And again, Grant's credited Lawan for he stays late and comes in early every single day, and all he works on is defense.
Hmm.
And that's why he's starting to score more. He's not staying late or showing up early to work on his shot or working on post moves. He's got all that. It's so I think his confidence is starting to grow.
Yeah,
And now there's to use a James Blanchard term, there's a proof of process in
yeah,
that this working on this defense thing, it works because I am playing a bit better. The one hiccup though was the Arkansas game. The last 2.5 weeks,
yeah.
he's played really good. Played good against LSU. We know it against Northern Colorado. He obviously did. He's just he's having to guard some bigger folks, and he battled foul trouble versus Arkansas, so he wouldn't really didn't. He started off the game good, but just couldn't sustain it because he had four personals, and that was a big storyline in that game. But I just think his confidence is growing, and he's got to for you to continue to emerge here. He's got to maintain this level of consistency here.
I
That's
agree.
just has to be.
Yeah,
He's got to be that this doesn't need to be a duo anymore. This needs to be triplets
agreed.
as far as like who you can count on. Um, yeah. So, but yeah, it's been fun to watch, and hopefully there's more to come.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, Christian Anderson's getting the publicity, the majority of it, as he should for what he did against Duke, because he makes some just unbelievable shots, makes some huge plays down the makes a couple passes to JT Toppin where he's able to score. But Lawan Watts was paramount in that game too. What he does to get you off to a fast start and puts up 20 points. I think his game was pretty huge as well. One more question on the basketball side of things. This one's more of a personnel question, and it comes from Jackson. It says, Level, will Tech add a player for the second semester like we've seen from BYU and OU recently?
Yeah, I think they flirted with one player. I don't think that's in the cards. So I don't. Yeah, no.
That's out of question that they'll add at this point.
I don't believe so, not unless it's somebody out of left field. But what's going on right now is these G League guys and getting here. I mean, it's like BYU's guy got 3 years of eligibility. I mean, it's
It's
just
wild.
nuts. And that's what's crazy is like, and yet we're gonna sit here and wonder if Skylar Go Howard should get another year.
Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so, but I mean, if they tell Skylar no, then I would go find me a good lawyer and say,
That's what it comes
all
down
right,
to. Threaten
yeah.
litigation and you'll get your way with the
Yeah,
NCAA.
that's right. That's
What
right.
that's what we've
Yeah,
learned.
because his argument is, hey man, I got hurt in the fifth play of a game. I played in a game that featured 8-minute quarters.
Yeah.
all these different things, and so I mean, common sense, but that's not always how I still find it's wildly fascinating to me. I'll localize this with Latrell Hoover. People are like,
Hmm.
who's that? Well, he's the 7 foot high school player on your bench that could be helping you right now, and yet you can't play him because you really want to redshirt him.
Yeah.
And yet, why? Why can you not play him? Because the NCAA is just the dumbest organization known to man. You can play in theoretically you could play in, let's see, 4, 5, 6. I mean, you could almost play in as many as like 7 or 8 football
Hmm.
games as a true freshman if you
Right.
were on a playoff team
Yep.
and still maintain your year of eligibility, but you can't play 1 minute basketball. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Um, so Latrell Hoover should be being able to help you with these injuries and all that stuff right now, and it not punish him.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
silly.
it just the whole 5 for 5 thing, the whole. I mean, it just I don't know what we're doing, but yeah, I used to be like, man, golly, these lawsuits are getting out of control. No, sue them, keep suing them. I mean, whatever. I'm
Until
I'm
you
I'm
put
here for it
just
because
straight rules in place, like
yeah,
5 for 5 or something, and then yeah, it's
or take away. I mean, adapt.
yeah.
And why is one sport different than the other?
Yeah,
I mean,
what
I don't get it.
we literally have pros coming back to college. That's what's crazy. Is
Yeah,
like
that's right.
theoretically
Well,
a
no, no,
guy.
no, 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 no. They are pros in college.
Okay.
Nobody wants to just call them that.
Okay, that's what
And,
the
like
truth is. Yeah.
even the guys that never played in the G League are pros.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ DeBonsa is making more for BYU than he will make in the NBA next year if he's
True.
the one of the top picks based on the way that the contracts are slotted and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Oh, you're
that's
good. That's
it's
you're
it's
not wrong.
semantics really, and that's kind of what they're saying. Like, yeah, these guys are pros anyway. Just yeah, so screw it. So you know what, Skylar or whoever else is out there, if Diego Pavia wants to go sue somebody else again, I hope they do it.
All right, let's dive into some football stuff level as we learn that Texas Tech plays Oregon after Oregon beat James Madison. We'll get to that in a moment. There's a couple of portal-ish questions I want to bridge before we
Ish.
get to, well, they're portal type questions. Dan asks, what are the top needs you expect to be addressed through the transfer portal for Tech football right now?
Quarterback, defensive line, tight end, a wideout, and then a linebacker or safety. That's it. That's it at all at minimum. I think there's some unknown after that on who would be available, and then do you get any surprises that walk out the door that you weren't necessarily expecting on your roster?
Yeah,
And not every piece that you try to bring in here is going to be a quote unquote headline piece,
yeah.
because I think that if you lose depth, you need to replace depth. Um, so I think there's some of that component as well. But yeah, quarterback and defensive line is 1 and 1A.
Okay. And that's what Coach McGuire said recently too. He said,
Okay, well, yeah, there you
I'm
go.
pretty sure he said that in a press conference. One a quarterback and trying to get some
Yeah.
edge rushers to replace your
Because if you don't,
yeah.
especially at quarterback, but if you don't, I mean, it's like everything else around it. It's like, okay, well, what's, not,
It's not going to
not,
be as
not
good. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, like,
sure.
yeah, the quarterback specifically. It's like if you don't put your best foot forward, and that whole situation sucks. And it was
Yeah,
one that no one was prepared for because you weren't expecting it. But it's, I mean, thankfully, because of the new rules and the portal and all that stuff, you can not have to go. Ooh, next year could be a bit tricky. Like Lloyd
right.
Jones going to have a hell of an offseason. Mitch Griffiths could be in line to start. Can Stephen Cannon push into the competition immediately and all that stuff? But no, now you just likely go get someone like Brendan Sorsby and put a ready-made answer in there that's from Texas and was a second team All Big 12 guy, and away you go.
And there you go. There's a question right to that. Is Sorsby a done or to Texas Tech a done deal? That's from Alec.
Um, Alec, what do you think?
It sure feels like
I would
if
say
you're
this.
shaking
I
the
would say
magic eight
this.
ball, it's saying all signs point to yes.
Yeah, but I would say this. No, it isn't. Okay, but there's only one caveat. The only caveat out there is the NFL draft grade. I
Okay.
don't think that anyone necessarily is expecting him to be like bona fide first round, whatever. But if he is, it's not a done deal here. I believe that he will be your starting quarterback next year. I believe that as we are sitting here talking around Christmas time, that
Hmm.
he is actively recruiting other players to join him at Texas Tech. That's what I think. So, but done deal, almost.
All
I mean,
but.
like,
Yeah.
I think but there's just that sliver of NFL
Okay.
draft grade, So yeah, that's as honest as I can be about it right there with what we know right now.
So of the options of the quarterbacks that are in the portal right now, we talked about this a little last week, but some have entered their name since then. Level, is he the best fit, best option for Texas Tech in your mind?
I'm going to surmise that they feel that that is the case. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that they feel that Harvard's Jaden Craig would be another plan B.
Hmm.
And he's got the same thing going right now as far as NFL draft grade and all those kinds of things. I know a lot of people were jumping up and down about Josh Hoover and all that. He's just not a running threat. I think this is what they really prefer. And
Hmm.
Jaden Craig doesn't have a ton of that on his resume either, but I think it's the NFL component. I think, first of all, I think Josh Hoover is going to go to Indiana. That's where I think that's pretty much done. Uh, kind of like what we're talking about. Not done, but kind of. Right?
Wink,
Kind of
wink.
like Brandon
Yeah. Hmm.
Sorsby to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Kind not done, but kind of.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's fascinating seeing, and it's not been great for the Big 12. Like, here's the reality of it. Next year, your league schedule will feature 7 of 9 schools that are having to replace their quarterback. Only Noah Fafita, as we talk right now, Noah Fafita and Connor Wigman would be the only two that are returning.
Hmm.
I don't consider the Colorado freshman in that category because he barely played.
Sure.
And so I don't put him into that category per se, but a lot of the quarterbacks, I mean, and you're going to have to go play at Cincinnati. Won't that be interesting?
That will
Especially
be
if,
interesting.
especially if, yeah, but yeah, so a lot of these schools will be replacing, and a guy for like a school like Oklahoma State, if they end up with Drew Mestamaker, that could be like a huge positive that they're
Sure, it could.
replacing their guy from last year, right? So it's not all negative, but I just think the Big 12 in general, they've lost some coaches, they've lost some quarterbacks. It's not a great look for the league.
All right, now shifting over to Texas Tech and Oregon. Red Raiders learned that the Oregon will be the opponent. We kind of knew it all along, but Oregon solidifies it with the win over James Madison. So we'll see the Ducks on New Year's Day. So a text or a question on Twitter from Howdy says, so why do I feel like Oregon is about on par with Utah's talent level of a football team? And why do I feel like Indiana is about the same as BYU? Do you agree with those?
I can see if you squint a bit, I can see where you're. I think Oregon is the best team you've played all year. I really don't know if it's close. I
Okay.
think Utah may be closest when you played them. However, like Utah's offense at the time you played them was kind of broken. They played in the 20-yard box. This is a whole different dynamic. Um, these are, I mean, they've got 8 to 10 weapons on offense that can make you pay and pay dearly. Now, Indiana locked them up. They confused Dante Moore. They sacked him 6 times.
Hmm.
I mean, Dante Moore Dante Moore is thought to be, if it's not Mendoza at Indiana, Dante Moore is going to be the first quarterback taken in the draft. That's what most people think. And if Mendoza's picked first, Moore will be second. And he hasn't declared yet, but that's kind of where
Yeah.
this all points. That's what the NFL folks think. Uh, Kenyon Sadiq, their tight end, is arguably the best skill player you would have played all year. I even think he's better than Jordan Tyson. He doesn't have all these crazy numbers, but he is a freak. They've got three running backs that are crazy good. They've got so it's funny. You look at their stat profile, look at all their numbers. There's nobody that jumps out, and yet it's exactly why you didn't have any first team All Big 12 performers on offense
Mhm.
because everybody was kind of like, well, there's not really anybody that, and that's a compliment to how many different ways you can beat a team, how evenly
Yeah.
distributed the ball goes, and how balanced you are, and all this stuff. Oregon's very similar, but they have more weapons than you do, you know. So you're, what's crazy is this conversation really comes down to Oregon's best win is probably against USC. Your
Yeah.
best win is probably against the aforementioned Utah or BYU. I think you probably win in that category. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that premise.
Sure.
However, the two losses that you have, they lost to Indiana, you lost against Arizona State. I think that Indiana probably wins that situation fairly handily. Um, that's what you're basing Oregon and Texas Tech on, or really that group of teams. Neither team had any kind of test out of conference. I think that Oregon thought, and we all thought, myself included, that you go win at Happy Valley on a Saturday night against Penn State. That would be one of the best wins they'd have all year. It was one of the
Right.
best wins in college football. And it turned out that they broke Penn State. Happy
Hmm.
Valley was not happy anymore. And they just lost. They fired everybody. And it's
Yeah.
like, what happened? And but they get some credit for what they did at the time. It just, as you look back on it, doesn't look as
It's
as
not as
good as
shiny.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Um,
but yeah, this is a team with not similar to you. There's not a lot of weaknesses on paper here.
you know,
Personnel, coaching, scheme. I mean, they and they're not unbeatable, but there's just not like we can nitpick it. We can nitpick. There's a few things that I would point to, but there's not a lot of just big. Everybody feels like this could be a very close game.
yeah, I think you're looking at two teams that could go on to win a national championship. I mean, it's as simple as
Sure.
that. I think
And it's the only quarterfinal matchup where I think you can legitimately say that.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, I think, uh, I mean, usually the seeding can tell you things and sometimes it's not accurate because we had what, an 8 seed win the national championship last year with Ohio State. But it does feel
Yeah, but
like,
I know
right, that
that
was
was
a
different.
different
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
It feels like the national champion. I would be surprised if it's not coming from 1 through 5 this year. If it, I mean, I think
Yeah.
it'd be pretty surprising if,
Yeah, Ole Miss without their coach, Bama with their inability to run the football, Miami with the Mario Cristobal kind of like you just
Mhm,
don't know. Like
right.
they would be the one of that other group that I think could make a little noise. And you imagine if they made it to the title game because that would be a home game for them, like
The home
literally.
game, yeah,
Oh
in their home
yeah,
stadium.
yeah, that's right, that's right. So, but yeah, I think you're onto something there.
So, with this, one more comp I think for Oregon for me level, and you can completely disagree with this if you want. I think there's some comparisons with Arizona State. I'm not saying they're 1-to-1, but when you're talking about receiver level with Tyson, when you're talking about Sam Levitt when he was, you know, healthy and good, and you didn't face him fully healthy, but he still made some big plays in that game. I think offensively, that may be the most similar of a team you face to Oregon, and Oregon's going to have better
Yeah, I mean
talent there.
that is fair in some ways, although I think that there's just more to Oregon's
Right,
attack than
right.
at what
I don't
Arizona
disagree.
State has. Yeah. I think Arizona State had to play a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 to be it, and they did. Oregon can probably play like a 7 of 10 and still make this thing very interesting and maybe still win if you are not
Yeah.
playing really well. Your defensive line needs to like they must play well.
Yeah.
Must. Your offensive line must play well. If you can't run the ball here, you're going to be in trouble. If you can't stop the run like you have been able to all year, I worry because and you just don't know about the layoff. The layoff is the weird, odd component here. Everybody will say and talk to whoever they need to and say the right things. You just don't know.
As good of a team as Oregon is, the layoff scares me just as much as the Ducks do.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, it's just it's just not natural for the sport of football
No,
to take a
it's
month off.
not. Which is why these coaches are saying this is needs to be tweaked and needs to be changed. However, and then the flip side is that no matter how much you say it won't be a big deal, traveling across the country playing in a completely different time zone and playing a game at 9 o'clock in the morning your time
Yeah.
local is not normal either.
No, it's not.
And neither is both of your primary play callers on either side of the ball trying to multitask and get ready for their next job with when the day that game is played, the
Sure.
portal and their roster mold will be a full go.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a
that's a
lot going
lot,
on.
man.
Yes.
That's a lot. I mean, and we can say, "Oh, they're focused." It
Right.
just it's not reality.
I
It's just
mean,
not.
was Colin
Yeah,
Klein focused? I mean, he probably was, but I mean, 3 points for that A&M offense. It's just,
yeah.
yeah, it's so difficult to.
So maybe it
Um,
balances out a titch.
it
Maybe
could,
there's some. Yeah. Maybe
it
there's
could,
a.
and you
Who
know, I
knows?
I think with all of that level, it's just that's where we just keep hearing all the coaches talk about the calendar's got to be adjusted. It's got to be
Yeah.
adjusted in college football, and hopefully, we see some of that in the near future. All right. Now it is it's Christmas time level, so
Is
just
it?
well, yeah. Well, depending when you're
I know.
listening to this, you might be
I'm
taking
kidding.
it
I'm
in.
kidding.
Might
Yeah.
be driving somewhere, listening to this, however you're taking it in. We appreciate it. I got a couple of Christmas questions for you. All right. Top three Christmas movies of all time.
Um. Oh man, top three.
No,
Home Alone. I mean, I've seen it so many times now, but it stood the test of time.
for sure.
A Christmas Story is great. Um, Elf is a modern day one, and so the new one that I think needs to be ingrained into like kind of a replayed every year, and it's kind of a modern day superhero Marvel comic type of movie is Red One.
Oh, you like that one.
I
Okay.
do. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I think it's got a good story. It's kind of a modern day thing. I think it will
Okay.
stand the test of time. I think it's well acted. I think it's a great story. I just think it's good stuff.
Red
So
one.
I
Okay.
do like it. Yeah.
Okay. No Christmas Vacation in the top three. Huh?
Yeah, and then but number one, so I gave you my fluff answer, but hey man, Nakatomi Plaza, that's number one.
Absolutely. Die Hard.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Argyle and his teddy bear sitting in the limo. Shout out to who was the coked up coworker
Oh,
for
I
what's
just
his
watched
name
this movie last week.
with the stupid beard. He's like,
Yeah.
freaking John, your husband's gonna get us all killed. Yeah,
I
he's in there
can't.
sniffing,
What was his
drinking
name?
soda water, and he's
Someone will
like,
put it in the
come on.
comments. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
right. That's
forgot.
right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Y'all in the Level household, any Christmas meal staple you got going on? Like, or is it just
My daughter makes a sour cream apple pie every year, and she
sour
does it.
cream apple pie?
It's phenomenal.
Okay, I want to try some.
Yes, it's very good.
Okay.
And my mom growing up, she would always make peanut brittle, like homemade peanut brittle.
Oh, that's
So
good.
and that's the only peanut brittle I'll touch. But our families, it's pretty. We always do on Christmas Eve. We always do like a taco soup with tamales and charcuterie kind of thing, or cheese and cracker or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it's always like a tamale taco soup kind of thing. So that's kind of a staple. The other stuff is more, your turkey, ham,
Sure.
beef tenderloin has been entered in the
That's
equation.
good.
My
That's
my
good
mother-in-law
stuff.
makes some my mother-in-law makes some sautéed mushrooms and red wine and
And
like some onions, and then puts them on top of the beef tenderloin.
all the way in. Yes.
Oh yeah, very good. So how
Sounds
about
great.
you?
It depends which family we're with. If
Yeah, and
we're
that's part of it.
if
Yeah,
we're
that's
with
part of
my
it. Yeah.
family, we're going the prime rib route usually, which is
Okay, very good.
always a staple. If we're with my wife's family, it's tamales. So
Yeah, see, there you
yeah,
go. Okay.
so
Yeah, the tamale man.
yeah.
God bless the tamale. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I've had
God
refried
bless the
bean
tamale.
tamales. I've had pork tamales. I've had
Oh,
beef tenderloin
you can
tamales.
do it
I've
a lot.
had
Yeah.
just chicken. I mean, it's like, God bless the freaking tamale man. I mean, it's like, jeez. I mean, yeah.
That's
Thank you for the tamale. Dear Santa, I would like tamales. Yeah, there
what
you
tamale. All right, last one. Best sports related Christmas gift you ever gave or got.
go. Okay. I was a part of gifting my son this just a day or so ago, and he cried. He's not a crier.
Oh boy.
My dad and me and my brother surprised him, and he's a golfer.
Okay. Oh dear.
So he is going to Augusta, Georgia,
Dude.
to the Masters this coming April, and I will be going with him, and that was a big deal.
That's amazing.
Because it's the Holy Grail. I've been
Yes, it
fortunate
is.
enough to have gone 3 times before. There is nothing like it. Literally, it's a relic. It's like one of the few things in the world that doesn't change.
Yeah.
It's not corporated up. It's not, and it is just so. Anyway, so that
Mm.
was I enjoyed that. That's just fresh on the brain. I'd have to think about that more, but that was I enjoyed,
Oh, that's awesome.
being a part of. Oh yeah, it was good
Did
stuff.
you
But yeah,
cry after he cried?
yeah, I got choked up a bit,
It's
just
hard
because
to hold it in when you see your kids.
he had no idea.
Oh, that's so
He
cool.
was oblivious.
That's cool,
My
man.
sweet mother wrapped up this little Masters cup, and he opens up the cup, and he's like, "Oh, the Masters," and he didn't really get it,
All right.
and so I played the piano music on my phone,
Yeah.
like the Masters music, and
Uh-huh.
he was kind of like going, "What's going
What's
on?" And my
going on
dad's
here?
the one that told him, and so anyway, he
Oh, that's
was,
awesome.
yeah, it
That's
was
good
legit,
stuff.
yeah,
Good stuff.
legit.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, Level, hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll preview a lot more Texas Tech and Oregon as we get a little closer.
yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Hope you have safe travels to Miami if you're headed that way, but safe travels too in the coming days with
Mhm.
family to and from. Be careful. If you got to do the Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon Four Christmases thing, and you got to go to all these different families,
Yeah.
don't get overserved anywhere. Be careful. Have a code word so you can get out clean if you need to. But appreciate everybody listening to these all throughout the year, and we'll keep going, man. But certainly appreciate it, and thank you to folks at Cantex Roofing, and thank you Woodman for being a gracious host here.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it, and can't wait to talk some more college football playoff next time. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. For Chris Level, I'm Choice Woodman. It's been the Ask Level podcast brought to you by Double T Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Ask Level podcast, powered by the Double T Sports Network. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons for more great content from all of our shows on the Double T Sports Network.